Hello, I'm Lauren Malhoit, vBrownbag roving reporter here at Cisco Live 2015 in San Diego. I'm here with Scott. Scott, will you introduce yourself?
My name is Scott Hanselman, and I work for Microsoft on the Azure cloud, so large-scale systems, virtual machines, websites, stuff like that.
Awesome. So you heard it here first. That's how you pronounce Azure.
Oh, yeah. That's how I pronounce Azure.
From what I hear, that's right.
There's a bunch of people pronouncing a bunch of stuff. Like someone said Ubuntu, and I'm like, it's not pronounced. It's Ubuntu. Ubuntu. No. So yeah, Azure. I don't say Azure. I say Azure.
All right. So you just gave a talk for vBrownbag Tech Talk, and it was very interesting. All about you started talking a little bit about imposter syndrome, but also how to get rid of time sucks. Basically, can you kind of quickly, just tell us some good tips, basically?
The most important thing is differentiating the difference. Thinking about the difference between effectiveness, which is picking the thing you're going to do, and efficiency, which is once you've picked the thing, going as fast as you can. I think that we conflate those two words because they're really similar. Mm-hmm. Like if you challenge someone like a native English speaker, what's the difference between those two words? It's pretty hard. They'll be like, doing things right.
Everyone uses them interchangeably, so.
They do, but effectiveness is doing the right things, and efficiency is doing things right.
Mm-hmm. That's a really interesting thing. Yeah, that is deep. The wheels are turning now. So tell me, all right, imposter syndrome, do we just stop doing that?
No, I think imposter syndrome is one of those things that you just accept about yourself. I think that what I want to do is to make everyone in tech know that we all feel that way. Now, sometimes I'll post about imposter syndrome and I'll get someone in the comments be like, no, man, I know my worth. That's great for you. But for the other 99% of us, we always feel like we're struggling to catch up. We want to learn the new tech. It's going faster. We need to work late to check email and delete email. Sometimes we feel like our jobs are just meetings and deleting email and not doing the thing we went into the business for. All of those things everyone feels. So I'm here to come out and just tell people it's okay, you're not alone, and you should talk to your bosses, your family, your friends about that, and then work through it. You'll always have that feeling, you'll just have it less.
I was going to ask you what you think the ratio of IT people in general are that have imposter syndrome versus the guys that think that they know everything.
Well, I don't know that ratio, but I do know that there was a paper, and I apologize that I don't have the actual reference, but it was called The Myth of Competence. And they basically took a bunch of people and they said, are you funny? Can you tell a joke? And they ranked them in there, like who's the funniest and who's the not. People who thought they were super funny, when judged by a team of comedians, not funny at all. So Einstein had imposter syndrome, Tesla had imposter syndrome. It's that sense of slight inferiority. And I'm not talking about crushing imposter syndrome. I'm just talking about this sense of, gosh, I'm a little bit in over my head. I don't like to say fake it till you make it, but you should slightly fake it until you make it.
So you're not paralyzed, but something keeps you motivated and moving forward to learn more.
Absolutely. Like right now, I'm not, I'm okay in Node.js, and I know I need to do better, and I'm okay in JavaScript, but I don't feel like it's preventing me from doing my job.
Right. Okay, so what's the next thing you're planning on learning then? What are you diving into? Is it Node.js? Is it,
Right now, I'm learning about how kind of traditional three-tier websites change when put into a cloud environment. Web tier talks to the business tier talks to the database. What does that look like if you're going to put together like a Netflix, where any piece of it can scale independently and any piece can come or go as it please? Because the thing about the cloud is people think it's super reliable. Turns out that all sorts of small parts of the cloud go down. You have to put the resiliency in your application.
Sure. And I actually just thought of one question. I was kind of looking into different hobbies last night. What do you think about hobbies? I mean, you mentioned like watching TV and, not just doing work or just hanging out. What do you think about hobbies?
I'm not very good at hobbies, but I like making stuff. So right now I'm getting into like IoT maker stuff. I got a 3D printer, like a real cheap $400 3D printer, and I wanted to learn about making stuff. So my friend Saran and I got together and made a thing called in March, the month of March, called marchisformakers.com.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay, so we took all our podcasts, all our videos, all our learning, and we learned in public. Raspberry Pis, all that stuff. And then we just threw it on a website, and we just said, okay, every March now we're going to just focus and do some fun project. Just make an LED blink.
That is awesome. All right, well, thank you so much, Scott. I won't take any more of your time, and thanks for joining us to the listeners.
Thank you.